Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're checking out another model kit that I've had in my collection for quite a while. I finally wanted to take the opportunity to build this and share it with you guys. This is the EVA 01 Type F. This is the AFC Experiment Type Neon Genesis Evangelion model kit here, a part of Bandai's HGLM lineup. Now, I have built one other kit from this line before, and it's not bad. I do like the fact that these are a little bit larger. This one, though, is certainly very unique just because of that armor that the EVA has in this one, and also some pretty cool weaponry. So it's definitely, I think, one of the coolest Evangelion models that you can get, but I haven't built it yet. So let's go ahead and check out the box, the kit itself, and then I think I'll still probably think that it's one of the coolest EVA models out there, although the only thing that's a question mark for me right now at this point is how's the quality hold up, just because this kit is from 2003, but only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and check it out for today's video. And so yeah, one thing that I always found fascinating about this kit, why I always wanted to check it out, was just this beautiful box art that you have here on the front. I love the artwork there, even just the text at the top, really cool font there for that, but some beautiful art. Here we've got the EVA with the eyes and mouth glowing there, all that armor looking really cool. The painting style on this, really nice. To the weapons, and you can see like some of the text on the weapons. I'm not sure if we're gonna have like decals included for stuff like that or not, but if we look down here on the bottom side of the box, just gonna have that same artwork there once again. And then over here on this side, we can see what the actual kit is gonna look like. So it looks pretty cool, and here's what we've got for the weaponry. So we've got some daggers, we've got this Mastema, which is this big kind of cannon there, and an N2 missile, so it's like an N2 missile launcher sort of thing, I guess, anyway, magazine in there and everything. And then we've got the dual saw also, which is a pretty awesome weapon, a double chainsaw. Definitely very unique, and there you can see it's used with the EVA unit 2. Over around here on the other side, we got some text there in Japanese, and then images of the kit, what that's going to look like, front, side, and rear view of the kit built up. And then here you can see, it looks like we are going to have a couple of pilot figures included, one of Asuka and one of Rei with her kind of bandaged form there. I think those are going to be 120 scale character figures like we've seen in some of the older Gundam Master Grade kits, for example. Here you can see that this is, I guess, a design from this PlayStation 2 game, I think. And then we've got the list price, the MSRP over here of 3,000 yen for this one. And with that, let's pop it open and see what we've got inside here. So like I said, this is a kit I've had for quite a while. Wow, love the colors of this. Just really cool, very interesting take on the Evangelion colors. And it looks like, as we can see here, if we take a look at these stickers and decals first, that we are gonna have a set of waterslide decals for those logos, which is really cool. And then a set of marking stickers if you prefer. So it looks like we are gonna have maybe a couple more options in terms of the stickers, because we have like the Nerve Japan logos there, which do seem to be missing from the waterslide decals. So let's see, the sticker sheet, yeah, is going to feature a few more additional decals, a few more additional markings than what's included on the waterslide sheet there, unfortunately, but really cool to at least have some waterslide decals included with this, but then we have some nice sticker decals there to use as well. But not only that, it looks like we've got some regular foil stickers in here. You can see right there is a couple of foil stickers included as well, a couple of green ones there, a couple of bits there for the eyes, and then the EVA 1 logos there for the shoulders most likely. But at the bottom of the box, we can find our instruction booklet, which right here on the front features this really cool photography of, looks like the painted model kit with like this painted like building model here, sort of kind of diorama scene there. Really, really cool. And then on the back side, that image actually doesn't wrap around. It's a different image here of an angel here and the Evangelion sort of like facing off. So really cool art there on that. We've got the EVA 01 Type F. Over here features some line art and artwork there of the design. That's really cool. And then yeah, some more text all in Japanese, illustrations here of that double chainsaw weapon, some of the weaponry here as well, some cool sketch artwork. And then after that, it's our parts list and on into the construction. But once we get to the center pages here, we've got more Type F details. Here's a little bit about the decals. Here's our decal guide right there, where all those are gonna go. Is more images of the weapons, gimmicks, and everything here. It's a good paint guide here as well. And up here, again, is some more about the PlayStation 2 game, and there you can see the design in-game right there. Never played this game. I don't even know exactly what the game is like at all, but sounds interesting anyway. Once we get to the end of the manual, it's just the end of the construction there, how to use the weaponry, and that's about it. For a couple other bits, we've also got these two black soft tubes here. I'm guessing that these are going to be used for the umbilical cable parts maybe. But these are both about 25 centimeters in length each. But then getting into the runners, here we've got runner PC118 for some polycaps there in gray. And then what is actually on runner I here is going to be our two pilot figures molded as a single piece each in this little bit softer plastic here in a skin tone color. But some really nice detail here for these figures of Rei and Asuka. Just kind of a shame that we did get waterslide decals included, but we didn't get decals included for the eyes. So you're just going to have to be a good figure painter and paint those eyes on there properly. Runner A here is going to be in 4 colors with some black there at the bottom, some really nice light purple, and this kind of like a light mauve sort of color, I think is maybe the correct word for that. Sort of a desaturated salmon pink sort of color there, really nice. And then some of this very light blue up there at the top for the entry plug and parts for the face. Runner B here is in a dark gray color, and this is an ABS plastic runner too here, by the way, for some weapons parts and parts for like the frame. You can see parts for the umbilical cable on there as well, joint parts. Then we've got runners C1 and C2 in this really nice sort of light pinkish purple kind of color here for the main armor color. We've also got runner C2, which we have 2 of for just a couple of additional parts there, I think probably for the feet or something it looks like, but this color is really nice, quite unique. Runner D here as well, expanding the color palette with this sort of purplish tinted gray color, really nice. Runner E is in a really nice bright orange color there, typical for an Evangelion model kit. Runner E is in a bluish gray color here for some parts for the weaponry, it looks like mostly. Runner G is going to be our hand parts here in purple. This is also in a little bit more softer plastic so that those hand parts can be a bit flexible. And then lastly, runner H here is our yellow parts for the double chainsaw, and this is in a different yellow from what we saw, that more orange color before. This is definitely in sort of like a yellow orange color, so a little bit different shade. And that's it for the runners. Obviously, as you can see, there are a lot of very interesting shades of color here for this one. It should make for a pretty beautiful looking kit, I think, even just straight out of the box. Let's go ahead and get it put together and find out. Alright guys, and here is the kit all built up. I'm noticing kind of actually matching my shirt here a little bit today, but as it goes with these older Bandai HG Evangelion kits is that there's definitely some pros and cons in there. As far as the kit goes, overall the construction of it and like the stability of it, it's, you know, not the greatest. The really cool design here with this one, that's definitely, I think, the draw of this kit is just going to be this super unique Evangelion design. It's just not, we don't have this Evangelion design available in any other form. So while Bandai's, you know, real grade kits are nice, Kotobukiya's kits are nice, this is just something entirely unique, and so it's really cool just for that reason alone. That said, there's a bunch of seam lines everywhere. Some of the proportions are a little bit goofy, I would say, not quite exactly what I would prefer, but it's definitely one that has a lot of potential if you're willing to put in a little bit of work on it. And we have some really cool accessories too with this one, so let's go ahead and check those out first here to kick off the review. Alright, so first off, we do have some hand options here aside from the closed fists you can see there on the kit at the moment. We've also got a set of open resting hands here, or you could also use these as like a weapon support hand or something supposedly. Some nice detail on those, really sharp pointy fingers, and these are in a little bit softer plastic as we saw in the unboxing portion of the video. Then we've also got our set of weapon holding hands here, which we're going to use. And for our main weapons, these are going to be weapons that not necessarily require two-handed grip, but definitely encourage two-handed grip on those. So first, I'm going to look at the dual saw here. Like I said before, really cool weapon. I really like this. It's about over 17 centimeters in length, about 7 inches. So it's going to be quite tall. And as you can see here, just compared to the main kit itself, it's going to be pretty hefty. So you're definitely probably going to want to use two-handed grip with this. And as you can see, we have the main handle, which is going to be here, and then a secondary handle on either side. So whether you're using this in the left hand or the right hand, you can do a two-handed grip on that. Either that or having the weapon holding hand on the main handle and then the open hand on the underside, something like that if you wanted to. But it is definitely going to benefit from some painting on that, whether you wanted to mask and paint it like as it's supposed to be, you know, color separated and everything. But overall, just even the design of this, really, really cool and super unique. Such a unique weapon that even if you don't use it with this kit, which I think it goes with together with really, really well, You could use it with other HG Eva kits from this lineup. We then also have the AW Mastima, which is even longer, coming in almost to 20 centimeters in length and around 8 inches. So this one's definitely going to be pretty hefty as well. It has the main handle here, and then for a secondary handle, you're actually just meant to just kind of hold on to this frame here, and with these N2 missiles taken off, which these are removable off the side of here, you can pop those off. You're gonna have an easier time getting a grip on this part right here. That said, with these on, it's gonna be kind of hard to do a two-handed grip with this one. But again, like with the dual saw, it's just such a unique and cool, interesting weapon here. One of the main reasons why I love this kit so much, not only is the Eva itself a really unique and interesting design, but the weapons as well. This part at the bottom does open up, and you can remove one of these cartridges out the bottom if you wanted to. You can actually remove both of them, as this one here on the back, you can also just slide out of there as well if you wanted. But again, a super unique weapon. And then up here in the shoulders, I don't have them in place right now, but you do have 2 of these knives that will fit in there and can be stored up in the shoulders if you wanted to, and then those can actually then be pulled out of there like that. So we've got 2 of these. Again, a little bit different style, a little bit different design here for the knife. It's just a single piece. And as you can see, I'm having trouble holding that here just because it's very light and thin, but works really well, quite effective as a really interesting knife design here. It matches the design of the Eva quite well. And then we've got the umbilical cable, which is in black here. It will plug into the back, and the cord here, once we have the 2 cords plugged together, there's a connection piece in the center of those 2 rubber hose parts that makes this around 20 inches in total length, or about 55 centimeters, something like that. This can be plugged into the back. They're a little bit different plug than the other standard Eva ones, so I don't think that this would work with any of your other HG Eva kits. You can see the plug's like a little bit more of kind of, you have to like slide it in at an angle rather than it being kind of plugged straight in as they typically are, but it's an interesting kind of slight variation in the design. And last but certainly not least, once again, here's our 2 Eva figures of Asuka and Rei in bandages. Really nice figures, some really great detail on those, so definitely once these are painted up, these will make some really nice accessories as well, or just kind of standalone kits as well that you could have just as 1/20 scale Eva character model kits. So let's talk a little bit more about the kit in detail here. On the note of stickers, we do have stickers for the eyes and the green sticker that wraps around the horn, the green sticker there on the chin, and then stickers here on the shoulders for the Eva 1 sticker right there. Otherwise, that's just a solid orange part. And then the mouth does open here for a nice gimmick, and as you may notice with this part here on the chest, it kind of gets in the way of the head. Depending on your pose, the Eva's horn and this like fin here on the front are going to be getting in the way. They're going to be clashing, so you kind of have to pose around that. That said, this part can be removed very easily, and it actually comes off almost too easily, so I would maybe recommend just gluing that in place just so it's not falling off on you, but it does tend to just kind of pop off there kind of easily. That said, that's the only bit of armor that is like sort of removable, quote unquote, even though I don't even think it's really meant to be like a removable piece of armor. It's just somewhat loose. None of this other armor is like built on top of what is kind of like a standard Eva design. There is also this feature here of the impact volt, and I'm not really sure what this is meant to be, some sort of EMP device or kind of electrical pulse or something like that emitted out of this part here, but basically this part here at the shoulder, you can just remove that out and then you just kind of reposition it into this position up here to make that look like it's kind of opened up like that. And yeah, again, I don't really know what that's meant to do, but kind of cool little gimmick there. The entry plug system here at the back does also function as well. We can open this part up here first. That opens up, and then this part will lift out. And when we pull that out, that also pops the entry plug out there as well. And you could pull that out of there if you want to take that out entirely, but otherwise just gonna work like we've seen with other HG Eva kits from this series. So that works pretty nicely. And that's pretty much it as far as like gimmicks go with this kit. There is going to be some seam lines around on some different parts, actually quite a few of them around on the design. The knee part here that has these little like thrusters on it. This is on like a little arm that will allow you to move this part around like that. The feet, I do find the feet to be a little bit large, looking a little bit like clown shoes here on the design. So proportionally, I think the feet are a little bit too big, but some nice details around on those here as well. And on the note of articulation, it's going to be somewhat basic. You do have double joints at the elbows there to give you a pretty full bend at the knee here as well. You do have a double joint, but just because of this armor, it's not even going to be able to bend 90 degrees there, so it is going to be somewhat limited. The ankle is on a ball joint, but you do have movement here for the part of the front of the foot. The shoulder is on like a double ball joint there as well, and the head has pretty good movement with a double joint in the neck, but again, you're gonna have to be moving kind of around this part here on the chest. In the midsection here as well, we have a couple of joints so you can get that standard Evangelion movement there in the torso section. So some decent articulation built into this, a lot of seam lines though. But I feel like there's a really nice balance with this kit in terms of what you're getting with it. So yeah, there's a lot of seam lines on there, but the colors and the details on the armor, the color separation overall is actually really quite nice, even just straight out of the box here as you're seeing it. And there's a lot of colors going on there that just make it look really good straight out of the box. A lot of molded details in there, like panel lines and other details there on the armor as well, so it looks pretty good. The articulation is a little bit limited, definitely, just due to the design and just due to the age and the restrictions of that. And there's a couple of small proportion changes that I think would be nice as well. But I think just the overall uniqueness of this design far and away makes up for any of those negatives that I would mention here about this kit. That not only the uniqueness of the Evangelion design, but as I said, just the uniqueness of the weapons as well. And you got a good amount of weapons in here. You have like your two big main weapons. You also have the knives, and you got hand options, which again, we don't have like a ton of hand options, but everything that you need. You got closed fists, open hands, and weapon holding hands. Like some like expressive open hands like we have with a lot of other Evangelion kits, like the really like far outstretched hands, just kind of a very iconic Evangelion like hand design is something that would have been nice to have been included as well. You also have the 120 scale figures, which are really nice accessories as well. Now, if you're not into, you know, painting small character figures, that's not really going to be something, you know, that maybe does a whole lot for you, you know, just being molded in skin tones. Maybe that's not something you care too much about if you don't have the skills to paint those all like properly. But I think we definitely have plenty enough in here to justify the price of this kit. That is, if you can get this kit for around MSRP. Now, I'm not sure how rare this kit is these days. At the moment of recording this review, I don't think that this kit has been reprinted for a while, so it probably goes in like a lot of sources online. You're probably going to find it for like higher than MSRP. I wouldn't suggest, you know, paying like double or triple the price for this kit, but it's definitely a really cool one for your collection if you're an Evangelion fan. Now, I guess the Evangelion fans can be, I know, a little bit specific in terms of their taste. Some people only get like kind of anime series accurate designs, and some people, you know, don't like those, and, you know, people have different tastes in terms of what you want for the designs. But for being, you know, just for generally Evangelion fans, I think this is definitely a really interesting one for the collection that I could definitely recommend to you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this kit down in the comment section below. I'm just glad that I was finally able to build it. Like I said, this is one I've had in my collection for a while, and then I wanted to get this kit for a long time even before that as well. And so I'm glad to have finally built this and shared the kit with you guys, and I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, if you want to check out some more Evangelion model kits or any other mecha model kits, figures, statues, and all that good stuff, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We got lots of great stuff there for you guys to check out. And as always, thank you so much for all of your support, leaving a like, making sure that you're subscribed. I hope that you guys enjoyed taking a look at this older, kind of more unique Evangelion kit today. Until next time, hope you're all having a great day, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.